tanks. This was that old Hardi sprayer. That's leaving us about half a metre from the fence line. So you should see there now that boom's just travelling around about 500 millimetres off the crop. I think a green tractor takes some beating. They are Tristan Caddis. We're like the 4th emergency service, mate. Okay, so we're out spraying today. So we've got the Hardi that you saw in one of the previous videos that was tested. Just topping up with water now. We've got, you see it's an 800 litre tank, as you saw in the last video. It's nearly full. And this is that box that we put on. You saw earlier in the video, or one of the last videos. We've got the chemic in, which is really handy. Dead pleased with that. And I was talking about in one of our previous videos the front tanks. This was that old Hardi sprayer that I showed you, that we cut down and just using it as a front tank, giving us another 800 litres of water. So yeah, it makes a little sprayer look quite a good rig really, and just gives us that extra bit of capacity. We've got the suction hose there. At the moment this is not ideal. The suction hose, the only way I can keep it in place is some cable ties, so I just wrap it round and cable tie it on. So I have to carry some spare cable ties with us to be able to reattach it. It'd be nice to come up with a way that didn't involve having to cable tie it every time. So if you've got any ideas of what you do with a pipe and how you stop it coming unsecure when it's going down the road, let me know. But yeah, still racking my brains of how we can come up with a better system for holding that in place. So she's just about full now. I'm just topping the tank up because it was the last paddock I did. I still got some left in it. Yeah, we're up to 800 now, so I'll just turn the hose pipe off. So she's full of water now. I've also put the chemical in when it was half full. Now we just start the PTO up. And just rev that up, and that straight away is going to start mixing in the tank. So we'll just let that agitate through as we drive across these paddocks to the furthest one. And we'll just give that a little bit of time to mix and agitate together. So that's sort of, we're circulating back in the tank now as we're driving along. So we'll get to the field and we can get unfolded and show you what we're up to. So all I need to do is press my activation button for the auto steer. The Command Pro, I've got a preset speed on there, but it just maintains that 10 kilometers an hour. It makes the operation much simpler than it ever used to be in the past. We set up that A-B line, so it's got a straight reference point in the field. It knows we're 12 metres wide, the sprayer behind us. So we're just shading in this section of the field, as you can see, with no overlap, really, really accurately. As I said before, we haven't got to worry about foam blobbers making marks for us or guessing where we're going. We'll see now that line turns white. I can press my auto steer. It's going to take us to that line. I'll just readjust slightly for the headland. We're in a slight corner here, but it's going to automatically drive us backwards down the same line. And all I need to do now is, you see here, is flick this switch. Spray starts coming out. Hit the button from a speed. And that's taking us back up to the 10 kilometers cruise control on the tractor. We know where we've been. I know to some of the big modern sprayer manufacturers have got a lot more sophisticated boom control now, where you can slow down or speed up the amount of spray coming out of each individual nozzle. So as you turn a corner, obviously the outside has to move around further than the inside has to when you rotate, and it can adapt for that. And as you start to overlap on an angled headland, it'll individually turn off each individual nozzle. You know, in big arable operations, I mean, that's fantastic. You're absolutely in control of the dosage, making sure you're not over-applying or under-applying. For the grassland work we do, that technology is kind of beyond what we can justify. But just by simply putting a GPS system on, well, putting this type of sprayer on a GPS driven tractor, we're still having a huge benefit in being able to maximise the efficiency of the application. So we're coming down now. This will be our final pass down this side of the paddock. That's leaving us about half a metre from the fence line. It's kind of nice to have a parallel field that's no cuttings on it. And all we need to do then is we get to the end, we've just got this headland. So I'll take over now from the auto steer and just follow this headland. Just carefully watching my boom as I go, so I don't catch the fence or any obstacles. Obviously these booms are fitted with a spring back safety device that if you do catch something, it will just flick the end of the boom backwards, take the shock out of it, as opposed to damaging the boom too much. But nonetheless, you don't want to be hitting stuff if you can help it. So that's that field done now. So we can just we'll fold these up. So lift them up first of all. Then I can fold them in. It's like a crow, isn't it? Or a seagull. Those rubber buffers, see it's just banging against now, that we put on a previous video, just to protect the booms and nozzles. And she'll drop down into place, into the transport position. So we go through to the next field now. Spraying's a kind of a nice job really when it's going well. You don't get any leaks or problems to fix, and it's kind of quite enjoyable. So again, now just unfold. We see how much easier that is than the manual versions. If we have to get on and off the tractor to unfold those manually, putting a pair of gloves on because we're touching the contaminated booms, whereas this is much nicer. Again, with this, I don't want to get too close to the hedge, from a habitat point of view, and also from a damage point of view to the equipment. So we don't mind leaving a bit of a margin here. If there are any docks or bits and bobs that we're not catching right at the very edges, then the guys can go around with a knapsack and spot spray. I really appreciate all of you that have been watching us so far. I think we're 7 or 8 weeks into this now. We weren't sure whether we were going to run out of steam with it. I think the very fact that so many of you have watched us, so many of you have put comments in, so many of those have been so nice and positive, that's kept us going really. So big thank you to all of you that have been watching us from the start or have found us since. Any of you who haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I think we're almost around 500 subscribers now in the first sort of 7 or 8 weeks. It'd be ace to get to 1,000 subscribers. It would be a real milestone for us, just to get that. The more people that subscribe, it's costing you nothing. It means that the little algorithm in YouTube suggests us to more people, which means more people watch it. Hopefully we get more feedback, more comments, which eggs us on to make more videos. So it really is just moral support, and we love it. So yeah, please, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Please share with your friends. We're not getting anything out of this. It's other than enjoying a new challenge of trying to make films and show interesting content. The reward we get is positivity, really. So you should see there now that boom's just travelling around about 500 millimetres off the crop. I suppose it's a touch more, but then we have got some patches which are higher vegetation, so just erring on the side of caution to make sure we get the coverage correct. Okay, spraying that field. Just wanted to show you this quickly. The guards I was talking about. So these are some sort of hemp and resin idea the client supplied. Absolutely useless. See how this uncurling? We've got no memory. they just start uncurling. So as soon as they uncurl, they just blow off. I mean, there's just no memory to it. Like, how is that ever going to stay on the tree? You know, they're obviously quite tightly wrapped up when we put them on. Look at that. Absolutely useless. Someone has rushed these to market to try and come up with a sustainable, you know, non-plastic solution. All opening up. The client's put loads back on already. They're just blowing off all the way through. Absolutely useless. The only positive thing I can say about it is it wasn't our idea and that we were provided with these to use, because if we'd gone to a show or, you know, or found this product and offered it to our clients and this had happened, we'd be back putting thousands and thousands of guards on across multiple, you know, all the sites that we plant each year, and we'd be facing a car crash, you know, to the point where, you know, we'd be having to replace guards, you know, and you're going to be looking for damages, aren't you, because the labour involved. And those aren't cheap guards. It's a disgrace. Stuff, if it's going to come new stuff, all in favour of new sustainable ways forward, but if you're bringing something to market, test it first. Don't just send it out there and let people like us, like contractors, end up with egg on our faces by trying to use your product. I mean, don't know, it's beyond words. Anyway, on a positive note, this is the pond that we dug out. You might remember a few episodes back where we just pollarded the willow. You can see across there. That's all starting to shoot. That's all coming back to life, which is nice. The water, it's a little bit murky, but it is actually, you know, when you actually get close, it is quite clear. It's teeming with life in there. I don't know whether you'll see in the camera or the little aquatic life that's flashing about in there. The water boatman, all sorts going on. Pond skaters. So I think this, now it's got a little bit of light into it. Once these aquatic marginal plants, you remember that we healed back into the margins, as they start to take root and fill back in to the water's edge, like it is around here, I think it's going to be smashing. I think that's really nice. So, you know, I feel like you've done something positive really with that. I think that's dead good. Loads of insect life in there. It's really nice. So, little small pond restoration, good. Tree guards, bad. So we're out spraying again today. I thought I'd just quickly show you what and why we're spraying this field. So this is a field that our clients want to put into species-rich grassland. So it's going to be sort of like native wildflower meadow. And you can just see in here, there's a lot of docks. Now these are all young. This ground was worked and a grass mix put into it last autumn. Quite a lot of thistle in here as well. You can see that. But there's a really high dock burden. Some thistle, some nettle, a lot of creeping thistle at this in this area here. You can't see looking across the field because they're all at the same growth stage, which is really absolutely ideal for spraying. These young plants are growing really vigorously now, so they're an absolute ideal time to get on with the herbicide application, and the sward's short enough that we can get good penetration of the leaf of the target species. Just watching one of Scotty's Farms episodes a couple of nights ago, and he was banging on about how beautiful a red tractor looks. I think a green tractor takes some beating. I think she just looks lovely in the landscape. Sorry, James, but nah, it's green and yellow for me. So he's back on the same sprayer as yesterday with the Hardi 12-metre booms. A new chemic storage tank on the back, which is fantastic. So before we start spraying, we're just checking all the nozzles, making sure they're all functioning. We'll give them a quick flick on in the tractor as well, just make sure they're all coming out properly. We've got a nice even jet. They're all new nozzles, so we know we've got consistent application across it. And we're carrying, like yesterday, the the extra tank of water here for when we get to the next fields. So we've got quite a bit to do on this site and a couple of other sites that we're working on. We've got a lot of our own grassland that we're going to be controlling soft rushing, so it's going to be really interesting. We've Paul flailed that, you'll see in a couple of videos ago, so I'm going to go into that field as well today. We've got some regrowth now on the soft rush, definitely green and yellow. Just filled up with water, like you saw me doing earlier in the video. Just put another 500 litres in the tank to do this field and another field I'm going on to. This is one of our fields. We predominantly graze. Occasionally we'll take a bale off if the grass gets too far ahead of us. You can just see here now, we've got creeping buttercup in here and docks. This is the worst patch of docks on the field. The rest of it's not too bad. What we have got coming in now, this soft rush. We reseeded this field probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and you know, it's getting to a point now where it could do with reseeding. I think to get productivity out of it, we'd be best off reseeding it. But we try and run a relatively organic system. I'm not averse to using some spray. I think if we've got weed burdens encroaching on the fields, I don't want to go fully organic. I don't want to go organic on the respect that I don't want to take the opportunity or the option of agrochemical out of our toolbox completely. So what we try and do is minimise it where we can. So this field hasn't been sprayed for 4 or 5 years since it was reseeded, or 5 or 6 years since it was reseeded. It's getting to a point now where we're just getting some of those more aggressive weeds coming into the sward. It's time to clean it up. So rather than putting a lot of chemical on a regular basis, we're just doing it as and when required. Whether you agree with that principle or not, I don't know, but that's how we do it. A relatively low input system. So the plan is now to spray this. We're going to try it. The thrust that we've been using on those other sites, on the label it says it will control soft rush. Be interested in the comments to what products you guys are using to spray on soft rush. We're going to give this a try on this field because we've got another field which is particularly bad. And if this works, then later in the year we're going to tackle that field. So if you've got other products that you're using for soft rush control in grassland, please let us know. Be interested to hear your thoughts. But we'll use this as a demonstration, as a test for ourselves, and we'll come back and look at it and share with you how successful or not it was. The thoughts is if we can get this field cleaner, then in autumn I'd like to try and improve the diversity of the ley. With some wildflowers, some legumes. Beauty with this product we're using, it's only a 12-week residual, so we'll be clear by September to start stitching in some of those other species. So we'll follow this field through over the course of the year and into next year and just see how successful this spray application is, how successful we are at rejuvenating this ley into something with greater biodiversity. The beef we're producing, it's a low input system with the longhorns. We finish them at 3-year-old, and get a really, really good product in the beef that sells at a premium. So, be interested to see how this field goes, but we certainly want to get it a little bit more productive than it is, and better for wildlife and nature as well. So, we'll crack on. Still no sign of any rain on the forecast as far as I'm aware. I don't think it's panic stations at this stage from our point of view, from the grassland farming. I know the arable farmers are getting a little bit jumpy now, and rightly so. We don't generally start conserving any grass until I don't know, middle of May. Sometimes we'll do an early cut on some of the reseeds, but generally into June with our haymaking and haylage making. So there's a long way to go. A good week of rain now will definitely get things moving, but I'm not panicking yet. But if this carries on for another month, then things might get a little bit interesting really with grass growth ahead of the cattle, and for what we've got, we're going to be shutting up or have got shut up for winter forage conservation. So certainly no 2 years are the same somehow. Or prior to us spraying this and trying to tackle this soft rush, you'll see in one of the other videos, Paul came in here and flailed this, came in with the flail mower, so that's why we've got, you know, the grass looks slow starting on this field. It's already been flailed off once, and that was to try and get the soft rush down to a manageable level and then just promote this regrowth that should hopefully accept the spray better than the older woodier stems. So that was the thinking behind this. So this grass is obviously further behind the rest of the fields, but hopefully it'll allow us to get on top of this rush situation. Just on my way home now, and tractor's broken down on the side of the road in a real bad spot. Thought recognised a tractor. It's one of Tristan's from Dale's Agri. Oh, you're right, mate, do you want a lift? We'll just give him a quick hand now. It's a real bad spot. What's your name then?
Josh.
Nice to meet you, Josh. I noticed Tristan's not here helping you. You'll be waiting hours for Tris. They're miles away probably, are they?
They are, they're miles.
That's the nice thing with Agri though, it's like everyone's out for each other, and you see someone else that needs a lift, everyone always stops.
Oh, I've never been so grateful for the help in my life.
And you've just moved up from Bristol then?
I have, yeah.
Wicked. Enjoyed it up in Cheshire?
Yeah, so far so good, yeah.
You're getting a real false sense of the northern climate.
Yeah.
Because since you've come here, we've had nothing but sunshine. Normally it rains every day.
Well, there's plenty of wet spots about.
Yeah. How many acres you got to do tonight?
Only 4 hectares
right.
left.
4 hectares. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, it'll take you an hour and a half.
Probably not that. Probably
Cool.
not that, doing 12k, so.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice stuff with this mint hill type gear now. It's you're moving faster, aren't you? Than
Yeah. Moving less soil and.
yeah. We were out disking on Saturday for a customer, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like I say, chuffing along real quick. It's nice to get on. Drop it down. Yeah, so this tyre's got a puncture and left them a bit stranded. Fortunately, I think it's a Baldstad, carries a spare on it, which is really handy. Not a lot of kit doesn't have spares on it. The hardest thing on the side of the road job is these get gunned up in the workshop, and you can't get them off just with the hand tools that you carry. But with a bit of boot, we've got lucky on this one. So you've got to go and carry on working. I've just picked up 2 nice cold ciders from the petrol station. I'm going to go sit in the garden for the evening.
I think of us, what you
Yeah. When the opportunity to get an early finish comes along, you take it.
Yeah.
We're on stone deliveries tomorrow that are coming in early, so.
Oh, right.
I don't know whether you want to put a foot on it, but it should be all right, won't you?
Yeah, it should be good, actually.
They are Tristan, Caddis. We're like the 4th emergency service, mate. Yeah. Well, if you don't tell Tristan about this, we'll wait and see how often he watches our channel, and then whether we get a thumbs up.
What is your channel name?
It's at Caddis Limited. Yeah, you're not going anywhere there.
Oh, thank you very much.
No problem. Anytime. There we go, all sorted.
Yeah.
Top man, lovely to meet you.
Likewise.
And I'll see you in the field probably this autumn.
Cheers.
Take care.
All right.